Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 4 on Laplace transform. In this lecture we will derive the formulas for Laplace transform of cosine and sine functions. We will show that Laplace transform of cos at is given by s divided by s square plus a square, and Laplace transform of sine at is given by a divided by s square plus a square. So before going for the proof, we require some terminology of complex numbers which we have studied in our higher secondary classes. So what do we mean by complex number? That we just recall, because we require the knowledge of complex number in the proof of today's lecture. So we know that if we consider this type of number x plus iy, where x and y are real numbers and this I is the imaginary number which is square root of -1, or we know that square of I is -1. So I is the imaginary number which is known as imaginary unit. So if I is square root of -1 and x and y are real numbers, then this type of number x plus iy is known as complex number and it is denoted by z. So here x and y are real numbers. X is called the real part of the complex number, which we will denote by real part of z. Y is the imaginary part of the complex number z. Now if we have two complex numbers, say z1 equal to x1 plus iy1, and suppose another complex number is z2 equal to x2 plus iy2, then these two complex numbers are equal. Z1 and Z2 are equal if and only if their real and imaginary parts are equal. That is, if and only if x1 and x2 are equal and y1 and y2 are equal. So this means two complex numbers are equal if and only if they have equal real and equal imaginary parts. So this will be required, and we also require the definition of conjugate. If z is given by x plus iy, then conjugate of z is obtained by replacing I by minus I in this complex number x plus iy. If we replace I by minus I, we will obtain x minus iy. So this x minus iy is called conjugate of the complex number z, and it is denoted by z bar. Also we require this Euler's formula, e raised to I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. This is valid for any real number theta or for any theta. So we will remember this. This is known as Euler's formula, and we can always write e raised to I theta as cos theta plus I sin theta. Suppose I have e raised to I into 2 pi, that is, if I want to write down e raised to 2 pi I in terms of cosine and sine, then first I will write e raised to 2 pi I as e raised to I into 2 pi, that is cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi. So we will remember this formula also, e raised to I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So with this in mind, we can try to prove that Laplace transform of cos theta or Laplace transform of cos at is s divided by s square plus a square, and Laplace transform of sin at is a divided by s square plus a square. So we will start our proof with this identity, Euler's formula. We know that e raised to I theta is given by cos theta plus I sin theta. Now we will replace this theta by 80 because we require cos 80 and sin 80. So we must replace this theta by 80. So we write e raised to I times 80 equal to cos 80 plus I sin 80. Now we take Laplace transform on both sides. Therefore Laplace transform of e raised to I 80 is given by Laplace transform of cos 80. We will apply linearity property, but first we write this as Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I sin 80. And we have shown that Laplace transform of exponential function is given by, if we have Laplace transform of e raised to 80, then formula is 1 divided by s minus a. So we are subtracting coefficient of t from s. Here coefficient of t is I into a. So we will subtract I into a from this s. Laplace transform of e raised to I 80 is 1 divided by s minus coefficient of t, which is I into a. And here we apply linearity property of Laplace transform. So Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I sin 80 equal to Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80. So we are applying this formula and linearity property. So this is by linearity property of Laplace transform. This is by linearity property of Laplace transform, and here we are applying this formula. Now we first express this 1 over s minus ia in this form, p plus I into q. So this is not in this form. So to express 1 over s minus ia in this standard form, we will multiply numerator and denominator by conjugate of s minus ia. Conjugate of s minus ia is s plus ia. We replace I by minus a in s minus ia and we obtained its conjugate. So we multiply numerator and denominator by conjugate of s minus ia, which is s plus ia, and we keep this as it is. Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80. Now if you observe in the denominator, we can apply the formula of a minus b into a plus b. So using that formula we can write this as s square minus square of I into a, which is I square a square. We are applying the formula a minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square, with a equal to s and b equal to I into a. So we will have square of s minus square of I into a. Square of I into a is I square into a square, and we keep this as it is. Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80. Now we know that I square is minus 1. So here we will put I square equal to minus 1, and there is 1 minus 1 here. Therefore we will obtain s square plus a square in the denominator. So I write directly, I replace I square by minus 1 and denominator becomes s square plus a square, and this is equal to Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80. We have used the fact that value of I square is minus 1. So again we can rewrite this as s divided by s square plus a square plus I times a divided by s square plus a square, and this is equal to Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80. Now we can see we have two complex numbers which are equal, and we know that two complex numbers are equal if their real parts and imaginary parts are equal. Real part of this complex number is Laplace transform of cos 80, and real part of this complex number is s divided by s square plus a square. Therefore, we obtain that Laplace transform of cos 80 is equal to s divided by s square plus a square. Similarly, imaginary parts are Laplace transform of sin 80 and a divided by s square plus a square, and we obtain the formula for Laplace transform of sin 80 as a divided by s square plus a square. We are using this fact here. Suppose I have two complex number x1 plus I y1 and x2 plus I y2. So these two are equal if and only if x1 and x2 are equal, that is real parts are equal, and y1 and y2 are equal, that is imaginary parts are equal. So you can understand in this way. Here I have two complex numbers whose real parts are s upon s square plus a square and Laplace transform of cos 80. So because these two complex numbers are equal, these two must be equal. Similarly, imaginary parts are a divided by s square plus a square and Laplace transform of sin 80. So these two must also be equal because we have two equal complex numbers. So we have obtained the formulas. Laplace transform of cos 80 is s divided by s square plus a square, and Laplace transform of sin 80 is a divided by s square plus s square. So we are just using this Euler's formula. We started by Euler's formula. Now here our angle is 80. So we replace theta by 80. So we have e raised to I 80 equal to cos 80 plus I sin 80. Then we have applied Laplace transform on both sides. Laplace transform of e raised to I 80 equal to Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I sin 80. And then we have used the formula for Laplace transform of e raised to 80. So here we have coefficient of t is I into a, and therefore Laplace transform of e raised to I 80 is 1 divided by s minus ia, and here we apply linearity property. Two functions are cos 80, sin 80, and I is constant. So Laplace transform of cos 80 plus constant times Laplace transform of sin 80. Then we require this complex number in this form, x plus iy, something plus I into something. So this is not in this form. To convert this complex number in this form, we take conjugate of s minus ia, which is s plus ia. So we multiply numerator and denominator by s plus ia, and after simplifying we obtain that Laplace transform of cos 80 plus I times Laplace transform of sin 80 is s divided by s square plus a square plus I times a divided by s square plus a square. So we will remember these two formula also. We will require these formulas in upcoming lectures. So far we list out which formulas we have derived. We first derived that Laplace transform of exponential function is Laplace transform of e raised to 80 is 1 divided by s minus a. Laplace transform of constant function 1 is 1 by s. And we have derived Laplace transform of hyperbolic functions. Laplace transform of cos hyperbolic 80 is given by s divided by s square minus a square, and Laplace transform of sin hyperbolic 80 is given by constant a divided by s square minus a square. Here denominator is common, s square minus a square. If we have cos, we will put s in the numerator. If we have sin, we will put a in the numerator. Similarly, Laplace transform of cos at, which we have derived today, is s divided by s square plus a square, and Laplace transform of sin at is a divided by s square plus a square. So here you can understand the difference. If you have cos hyperbolic function, you have s square minus a square. For sin hyperbolic also, and for trigonometric functions cos and sin, we have s square plus a square in the denominator. For cosine, we will put s in the numerator. For sin, we will put coefficient of t in the numerator. So we must remember these formulas for Laplace transform of all these standard elementary functions. We will require all these formulas in upcoming lectures, and of course we should remember that linearity property, Laplace transform of a into f of t plus b into g of t is given by a times Laplace transform of f of t plus b times Laplace transform of g of t, where a and b are constants, f and g are functions of t, and this is valid for n number of functions also. So remember all these standard Laplace transforms, and we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.